Leicester City have a penalty kick in the 6th minute of injury time.
Knockout takes, Almunia saves, knockout follows in, Almunia saves again.
And now Watford are on the counter-attack.
Forestieri.
Oh, I don't believe this.
Here's Hawk. Deeney!
I do not believe what I've just seen. Troy Deeney has scored from a Leicester penalty that was saved by Almunia.
Do not scratch your eyes. Do not scratch your eyes. Do not scratch your eyes.
Hello, you're listening to and watching the Do Not Scratch Your Eyes podcast. I'm Justin.
I'm Carl.
I'm feeling a little bit Peter.
A little bit Peter. Okay.
Peter.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just feeling. I mean, anybody else who feels a little bit Peter, I do apologise for you, and the check's in the post. But other than that,
Is it a bit like indigestion or?
That, but with slightly more court cases. Never mind. Anyway,
God, right. Well, this would normally be an opposition view, but we haven't got an opposition podcast to speak to because the one that we used to talk to sort of packed up. But that doesn't mean we can't have an opposition view without an opposition. I'm sure we've got contingency plans for this. Have we not? There he is.
There he is.
There he is. Where's
He'll
Kev?
be making an appearance. Where's Kev, our friendly West Brom supporting EFL substituting type person? Good old Kev, love him. So,
Marvellous. Yes. So I suppose, should we do the normal thing where you sort of give us the rundown, or is that the plan?
I think we should. I think we should tick the box that says opposition view, because obviously, like the last time we did this load of old guff, there's just been too much on the go. And it's really nice to get back and talk a little bit about a football match. I'm going to give you a little bit of an intro into Leeds United for those people who haven't necessarily watched the Championship an awful lot, despite presenting a radio show about it, Justin. Just saying. And we'll talk a little bit about Leeds. So let's have a look at Leeds United.
So unkind, isn't he? He's so
Under the bus there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's giving me grief from behind that big microphone cover. Leeds United, their performance so far in all the games that are going on along the bottom. Did you know it's match round 32 of 46 tomorrow? Where has the season gone? So they've had kind of started off a little bit of up and down and getting into, but they clearly had hit their stride by the time we went up there, and they pretty much royally spanked us, and they have been in top place for quite some time. So things are going very well at Elland Road currently. Shame we haven't got the podcast to come on, but I thought we'd just look at a few things in terms of form guide, but also the home and away, because if we look at their home and away record this season, at home, they are formidable. They've only lost one at home, not far off Sunderland, who obviously we got very, very close to maybe getting a result on Saturday, but 13 wins and 2 draws at home. They're a different beast away. There is the possibility of getting something. So out of 15 games, they've won 6, they've drawn 7, and they've lost 2. Now, if you take a look towards the bottom of the screen there, you'll see lots of greens. A green is a win, a grey is a draw, and a little pink one there is a defeat. And the only defeat there is at home to Millwall, which was in the Cup. So if we look at the form table and think about how have Watford done, versus them in terms of the last 6 games, they are up in second place when it comes to the form over the last 6 games. We are down in 21st. Despite an encouraging performance, obviously, we all do know that we need to try and get a decent result against Leeds, which is going to be a difficult thing. It is going to be a very difficult thing, because if we look at their cup team who played last, and we look at the team and the formation, they have played a 4-2-3-1 pretty much all season. It's been standard fare. Daniel Farker, their manager, knows what he's doing, and he's kind of got them going after a short amount of time. Now, I'm just going to toggle between that and the previous game that they played, which was away at Coventry, I think it was, if I remember. It was almost entirely different side. I think there was one player who was kept in. There's your league side. Josh Pirot at the front, as opposed to Joseph there. Chambers, Nonto, who does come on in the league, and Ramazani there on the cup at the weekend, as opposed to Solomon, Aronson, James, etc. it's going to be a tricky one no matter what, because we expended a lot of energy really on Saturday up at Sunderland, and we're really hoping that that we're still going to have some legs. Now, bearing in mind we had two players in Doumbia and Sissoko come off with cramp, and they're going to be fresh because they haven't played since last Wednesday. I think Tuesday, in terms of fitness, is going to be a challenge. Any thoughts on that, guys?
Well, obviously it's going to be a challenge, yeah, because we're stretched. We're absolutely stretched squad-wise. We don't know how Doumbia is going to be after playing almost a full match, do we? We don't know. So, Vatter should be back, shouldn't he? I think I read.
Vatter has apparently he was out with a pull for the Norwich game. He was out at the weekend because of a virus, and it was reported today that he is free of that and he's now back and available for selection. So hopefully something. It's
the striking option, isn't it? Can he do the Saturday, Tuesday, back on the Saturday? So
he's going to have to. We ain't got a choice.
Well, yeah, but then I think we said it before. If Vatter's around, Vatter can play in that position. I don't know. It'll be an interesting one to see what he does with him.
I'd not want to drop him after that performance.
No. I don't want to drop him, but I think there's no way he's going to do 90 minutes. Not a chance. So look, we'll see. That's on Tom. That's what he gets paid the big bucks for. Make that decision.
It is indeed. Well, we were looking at that league team, and obviously there's a number. If you look at that front four, effectively the equivalent of ours playing 4-2-3-1. If you look at their stats for goal scoring and assists, they're all doing pretty well. Thank you. Joel Perreault is on 13. Daniel James is on 8, but Daniel James also tops the assists charts. They're a smooth moving combination there. If you look at that, really, it's only Junior Firpo who kind of drops in with a number of additional assists, but it's really quite an interesting game. Firpo, people might remember, sort of was involved up at Sunderland when Meslier let a last minute goal in for I think it was an equaliser or a win, but either one, it was a bit of a problem of a kind of a result. But yeah, they're looking fearsome, genuinely. I think our best bet, what do you think it is in terms of the shape? Because up at Sunderland, we played the 4-2-3-1. I thought we looked okay with our, with a flat back four, and we played on the offensive. After that, kind of two substitutions that went on following both going down with cramp, Doumbia and Sissoko, we made a switch to 3 at the back, and it was something that Andrew French was talking to Tom Cleverley about in today's Watford Observer. It looked like we kind of sat back on it, and was that it? And Tom's point was, well, fundamentally, that didn't really matter. It doesn't matter whether you got 4 or you got 5. You've got to defend a corner, fundamentally. Did you feel that the shape did or didn't help us, or was it simply the set piece kind of situation that needs to be sorted?
Well, yeah, that was dreadful, wasn't it? The set piece side of it. That's something they've definitely got to sharpen up on. Something Leeds will certainly do, and probably if you're watching that game previously, it will be a case of get your set pieces in, because some of that defending was, Sunday League you'd be having words if that went on, but. I don't know. I think the shape was good. I thought the first half performance after, sort of 10, 15 minutes, we really settled into the game. Sunderland are quite slow starters anyway, generally. So that probably suited us a little bit. Whereas I think Leeds will really come at us tomorrow night as we record this. So, look, shape-wise, I think he'll stick with it. I think he'll go with the one up top again. But the big question is, how's he going to manage that, the game management in terms of striking options? Defensively, I thought during the game we actually looked all right, barring the set piece scenario, but we looked fairly comfortable against Sunderland. So yeah, it's an interesting game. It's going to be a completely different kettle of fish to what we've just come from. Leeds are absolutely frightening, and they're you look at their subs bench. Dear God, they've got some talent to come on as well. So a tough evening at Vicarage Road. For all of us, well, I think.
Yeah, just
Do you know anything about Leeds? Because Greg's asking whether Leeds have any injuries. Do you know anything about that?
You've seen literally who played in the last game, in the cup game there, which is there, and very few players were risked. So if I honestly, I don't know whether or not they picked up anything from the league game last week, but bearing in mind they've had an entire 6 days to rest and recover the vast majority of that. I mean, yes, they'll have had substitutions, etc. But no, not to my knowledge. They're looking fairly good. The one player who probably is constantly an injury or a non-fitness issue with Leeds has always been sort of Patrick Bamford, because he's always been one of those players that when he plays and they do well for him, he's a good finisher. But it feels to me like Pirro has come through and kind of really started after a tricky first season ish. He did all right. He looks like he's kind of stamping his authority on it, because he's not just getting, as I say, he's not just getting goals. He's also weighing in with the assists. And anybody who's seen anything of Leeds know that when they're going forward, they really do look like something. The difference is, though, that Elland Road crowd is worth what, to be honest with you, what the Vicarage Road crowd, you presume, has been worth, in terms of getting some momentum at home. They're away now. It's about us turning up and really trying to do a good job on it. Now, they've also got some tricky games coming up. They've got Sheffield United, they've got Sunderland, they've got West Brom and us. So they are going to be wanting to make sure they start that run of games with what they will consider to be the easiest of the 3 points, I would suggest.
They've got tricky games and us. Brilliant.
Well, yeah. Well, I do refer you once again to the form guide.
Yeah.
But there we are, 2 places above Luton Town still. But hey, look, it's one of them. It's one of them. But anyway, enough of such nonsense. I think it is time. I really do think it is time that we looked forward and not back and thought, it's time for...
It's the DNSYE Completely Rubbish Prediction League.
No! God, please, no! No!
Yes. It's the Prediction League, everybody.
I did very, very badly this weekend because I went for a 3-0 Sunderland win. Yes, or 2-0 Sunderland, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, as you know, Kieran Maguire has been spending his entire season saying 2-1 to Watford. He was perilously close to getting the full Kieran, but of course, that equaliser absolutely knocked the stuffing out of the entire league activity. Lots of people were going to be getting points. And in the end, 1-1 ended up with 2 points. That was it. No other movement. So Carlos is still on alphabetical order at the top with Kieran Maguire's Inter Seagulls. JP Backgammon FC in 3rd place on 20 points. 4 points behind him is Jarvis Cocker Spaniel, only again on alphabetical order, just north of Justin on 16 points. 1-1 moves up to 15 points, and the EFL is on 11 points, mainly because obviously they're not turning up today. So, I mean, what can you do? And yes, my ineptitude currently sits me on -3, which, I'm trying to make an appeal, but it'd be with the FA, so I'd be fucked anyway, even if I did try it. So what we need to do is look to Jarvis, the dog, and John, and see what they've been doing this week. Let's have a look at dog. Let's have a look at the dog. Jarvis Cocker Spaniel, everybody. He sends them in, and I might even give you a bonus one later on, because his Middlesbrough video is a doozy. But let's start with Leeds United.
Now, before we start, I must explain to anyone who's watching this, you're not trying to do an impression of Hugh Hefner wearing your dressing gown. Just got back from a walk, haven't we? And you are absolutely soaking wet. Right, Leeds United versus... Watford versus... Yes, we're at home, buddy. So let's have Watford's...
How many times he barks?
2. Watford 2, thank you. And Leeds United... 2. It's a Desmond!
There he is with his phone. I'm liking that. First, that's the first video. Desmond Tutu.
Yeah. It's nice to have a bit of Pink Floyd on here occasionally as well. Always very nice.
Well, there he is, supporting the idea of shining a light, which I still think should be given a go. Anybody, if you're going along tomorrow, if we could get it up to, I don't know, 500 or 700 people in the rookery and in the family and just doing it, just still putting the focus on the ownership, because I think that's we've all said about already that we believe something is going on, but we've got to keep pressure on that, because we know how many deals have come and gone and nothing has changed. So let's just keep a focus on that if we can, and very much enjoying the dog doing that. There's also, of course, as I say, you can never say it too many times, it's a testament. I'm very pleased with that. Yes, ridiculously, probably disproportionately pleased. Let's get across to John of the Backgammon, who, as you know, spent an entire season taking his backgammon to various places in Ireland and southwest Hertfordshire and all sorts of places, rolling it. It was a nice time. It was a quiet time. And then he found some big furry dice, and he's been taking them and getting other people to roll them for him at a variety of games. Last week, we remember Jazz and Amber. Now, let's see who he's got.
And it's Leeds versus Watford. And I'm here with two Northern Hornets.
Joe from York.
And it's Joe
From York.
for York.
Lewis from Sheffield.
And Lewis from Sheffield, right? And they're down here for the Fulham game. 1-1. What do you think of that as goal?
Unbelievable, mate.
Do you go fucking mental? Okay, all right. So, you're going to roll first. Wait for me. Roll the dice for Leeds. Prediction is...
6-1.
Fuck off! Leeds 5. Come on, big result for Watford.
Not very polite.
2-2, no, that's nil. We have a prediction. You've just rolled. Leeds 5, Watford nil. Fuck off, back up north. No. Proud of you, boys. You all. Proud of you.
Apologies to any northern souls that were watching or listening to this.
For a man who's not much over 5 foot, telling two blokes to fuck off back up north.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
What's your name? John from York, and I'm Chris from Sheffield. Well, fuck off up north. Oh,
He's quite brave, isn't he? He's quite
I
brave.
think it was Joel and Lewis, but a nice effort.
Okay.
And of
I
course,
couldn't
there you
understand.
go.
It's the accent. I do.
Oh well, of course that does complicate it for you. No, look at these guys. They've come down to the to the banks of the River Thames to witness Rocco Vatta's extremely fantastic goal, and then to be told to fuck off by John, who's asked them to do it and then shown. Yeah, what can you do? So we've got a 5-0. I need to push this in. I need to put this into my spreadsheet, for as you all know.
While you're doing that,
what I do. Yeah, go on.
Ben, I think, has said, "Good evening, gentlemen. It's Jarvis's birthday today.
Oh,
Can you have a
Jarvis,
shout
happy
out,
birthday.
please? There you go.
Happy birthday, Jarvis. What's he in dog years? Can you tell us what he is in dog years, please?
What is dog years? Is it 7
7 years.
times?
7
Is it
7
is
years.
It? Is it? Right,
Wow.
okay.
I don't know if there's no real science behind that, is there? But we'll go
No.
with it.
Well, we're gonna have to. We've got no choice.
I think we'll play Jarvis, and we'll all dance. I think to the happy birthday song that is. Anyway, there you go. Right, so where were we?
Happy birthday, Jarvis.
I enjoyed that. Where are we? Oh, we're on to the EFL, yes. So we don't have anybody from Leeds, as you know, which is why I went through what Leeds are doing, which is, to be honest with you, it's a little bit scary, but we're at home, so that's fine. But it's time for us to get a message from Where's Kev, who's basically stepping into the breach and letting us know what he thinks his prediction will be on behalf of the EFL.
Hello, Watford fans and everyone at Do Not Scratch Your Eyes. This is Kev from Where's Kev. This is my prediction for your game against Leeds United. Unfortunately, I'm going for a Leeds United win, 3-1. But hopefully you do dig them, because we all know that Leeds are dirty scum. We all like Leeds scum. We all like Leeds scum.
Well, there we go.
I think it's prudent to mention that the image that you've just put up there, obviously I stole from Kev's Facebook. And I think this could be the first time it's now been on the internet like this.
Oh, yes, it probably is. Yeah. It's first time on YouTube, I suspect. I like the way he refers to himself as Kev from Where's Kev. It's fantastic.
It's Kev from Where's Kev.
Update on the dog. He's 28 in dog years.
28? Oh, he's a pup still. Lovely.
There you go.
Oh, my God. That means he's got more seasons in him. Grief.
That's true. Yeah.
Ben's going, we're taking next season off. Never mind. So the scores that we currently have are 2-1 to Kieran Maguire because he selects it every time. Jarvis Cocker Spaniel has gone for a Desmond, a 2-2. John, he's having a go at our northern brethren for travelling all the way down to London and only basically then forecasting a 5-0 win to Leeds.
Yeah,
Crikey. And Wes Kev has predicted 3-1 to Leeds. So I turn to Justin. For you are lower, indeed, than Carlos currently in the table. Nobody is above Carlos currently in the table. And he's very proud of it. He's even put his new shirt up on the wall. Justin, what do you think? What do you think the score is going to be?
Well, I mean, look, this new invigorated Watford with a goalkeeper that's competent and a forward that likes to run and chase down and do things. This is going to be completely misplaced. I would have gone for a Desmond. Now, don't laugh, because now I'm going to go back to being pessimistic again. I would have gone for a Desmond. Yes. I can't go for 1-1 because 1-1's its own prediction.
Nothing like that. It's okay, carry on.
No, that's just me being snarky. Oh, I will sneak a 1-0 win then in that case.
Wow.
Somebody did ask, actually, I think it was Paul Fiander-Turner, and said, what has been our best win over Leeds? And for me, there are only two. There's the 6-1. There's the 6-1 up there. Yeah, very good. But there's also the 2-1 in Steve Perryman's day when they were champions and came down and they had Cantona and Strachan and we beat them 2-1 in the League Cup.
Oh,
yes,
the playoff final of 2006.
I was going to say,
good shout.
That was my one.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Yeah,
I doff my hat to you, sir. I'll go with that. Of course it is. You can understand why A.D. Boothroyd had such short shift with me. I can understand that. Never mind. Right. So what are you going for? A 1-0. I'm just sorry. I'm just discombobulated.
Technically, mathematically, I can still win this.
Yeah,
you can't stop that far. It's just nobody's bothering. That's all. Carlos, sir, come on. You're top of the league. What are you going to do? Because you could box clever for the rest of the season, really, and just match them. But if anybody comes out with 2-1 in front, you could get set back, see? So what are you going to do?
I'm going to be optimistic as well. I'm going to say that we're only going to lose 2-0.
That's optimism, is it?
That's optimism. Oh, we've had a 5-0 tonight. That's,
I'm feeling optimistic. We're going to lose 2-0. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just go for the 2-0, please. Thank you.
Very good. So the scores we have are 2-1 for Kieran Maguire's Inter Seagulls, 2-all. It's definitely a Desmond, says Jarvis Cocker Spaniel. 5-0 to the Whites, says John Backgammon FC. Carlos is saying 2-0 to Leeds. 1-0, says Justin, in a fit of optimism that will soon be crushed. 1-1 has gone 1-1, as 1-1 does. And finally, on behalf of the EFL and Leeds, Wes Kev has gone 3-1 to Leeds. Whatever happens, points will be awarded. I'm liking that a lot. But here we are. Now, it's a home game. We've got no opposition, which happened last time. Well, we had him, but he was on video. But I could be wrong, but I think it's time for something along the lines of
Carl's Amazing World of Fact and Fiction.
Now, how are we going to do this? Is it Justin versus the audience again? I think that worked.
That worked well. I think we should get the audience participation. I think that worked rather well.
Should I allow them to sway my decision? I mean, how are we going to do this? Shall I guess? Okay, well, let them sway my decision. Okay.
Yes.
We'll do that.
Okay. Are we going? Let's quickly nip across before we do that. Just one comment here, which is excellent from B. I remember the 2-1 win over Leeds very well. They had Cantona playing for them, and that night we had Milky Drysdale score a screamer for us.
Jason Drysdale.
Just saying, anybody who's got your favourite Watford triumph over Leeds, do stick it in the comments. But more importantly, let us know about the fact and fiction, which Carlos shall now embark upon.
Here we go. Are we ready? Are you ready, Justin?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Carl's Fact or Fiction. This week, Leeds. So, I think there's only one football one in here, Justin, so the rest of should be easy for you.
Okay.
In no particular order, Marks and Spencer's
Oh yeah.
was born in Leeds. So Marks and Spencer's was born in Leeds. Is that fact or fiction?
Well, I happen to think that's true. I think he actually started on a barrow. I think he actually started on a barrow before having a stall or a store. So I am going to say fact on that. I can't see any comments coming in saying you're talking nonsense.
Wendover has called fact, as has Kev Wicks, who's returned. Kev Couple Wicks, as we all know last time. Kev isn't an individual. He's two people all in one. It's great stuff. I've been called similar. Fact or fiction, Carl?
Right. Okay.
Is
I'll go with fact.
It's
There you go.
Well
There
done.
you go.
Well done. Well done. Excellent work. Right. Little London and Woodhouse are the most affluent areas of Leeds. Is that fact or fiction?
Well, I'm going to stall while I wait for some comments to come in on the right.
No.
Little London and Woodhouse.
Little London and Woodhouse are the most affluent areas of Leeds. Is it fact?
That is like being the best looking man in the Burns unit, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll go with. I don't know any areas of Leeds. I'll be honest with you. I will go for. There's a lot of fiction coming in on the right. I'll go with fiction on that one, Carlos.
Well, there are 50 crimes per 1,000 people in those areas. So it is, in fact, fiction. Well done.
Are they bicycles there?
No, we're coming to that later. Don't worry about that.
Don't forget, everybody, do not scratch your eyes. You're only 3 feet away from a crime statistic at any point. Carry on.
Point, yeah. Let's go with the second ever Ryder Cup was hosted in Leeds. Is it fact or fiction?
Now, my end, I didn't hear which cup. Which cup?
The second ever Ryder Cup, which is golf.
Ryder Cup, golf.
Yeah.
Is there a big golf draw in Yorkshire? I mean, it's all sort of moorland up there. Is there any golf? Any golf?
Oh, sorry, Kev Wicks. I do apologise.
There's also Thomas coming out and backing me up as ever. When I insult entire regions, I need your backup.
That's why, Thomas, it was fiction. You're absolutely
May
right.
I point out, of course, this is on YouTube that anybody can watch in any part of Yorkshire. I'm going to go no on the Ryder Cup thing, Carlos. I'm going to go with fiction on that.
Well, let me tell you, it is in fact fact.
Oh, is
the
it?
second ever Ryder Cup was held in Leeds. There you are. Right. This is a lovely one. Dreams Kebab House in Leeds, located 191 Meanswood Road, has a 4-star food hygiene rating and opens 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. Monday to Sunday.
For all your early morning kebab requirements.
It is Leeds. That's the only thing I will say.
Yeah. Do they do Kiev pizzas there, or is it just literally?
I did check. There is no Kiev pizzas.
So you've checked the menu, so that must mean it's true. So I'm going to go for fact.
It is fact. Well done.
You let yourself go by saying you checked.
Who the fuck has a kebab at 9 a.m?
Well, let's not judge people. You know. Yeah.
All right. No
I'm not sure. I mean, even for me, 9 is early. I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's
5 o'clock somewhere.
10 o'clock, you could kind of go. Well, it's nearly lunch, but
I mean, a burger, of course. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, technically, that's just.
I see. It's just the type of fat that you want on your meat. I see. I got you. Right. Okay.
Go on.
Okay. Next, Leeds Castle is located in Broomfield, just 6 miles west of Leeds city centre. Is that fact or fiction?
Now, I believe that Leeds Castle's in Kent. So I'm going to go with fiction.
It is fiction. Correct. Leeds Castle is, of course, in Kent.
We have yet more information from Kev Wicks from the location. Apparently, there are shift workers nearby I like the probably. That suggests doubt over the veracity of this that I find very pleasing indeed. Where is it? Wendover, of all people, says that sounds like bliss. Just saying, not being daft. Here's a man who can take Mrs. Wendover away, for a weekend in Newcastle. You can just imagine what her surprise was when breakfast arrived. Never mind. Carry on, sir.
Right. Moving on.
Is your shift, he said. Yeah, go on.
The nickname Dirty Leeds was given by the FA in 1964. The reason was improper conduct on the field. Is it fact or fiction?
I doubt the FA would give anybody a nickname like that. That's got to be paper talk, I'd have thought. Unless it was Brian Clough. You can take all your pots and pans and all your medals because you didn't win them fairly. I would go with. Sorry, that was a really bad impression.
It was awful, but well done.
Yeah.
Well done. At least it wasn't on the internet live.
That's true. I know. Thank God for editing.
I like was that was an impression of Michael Sheen.
It was Michael Sheen doing it. It absolutely was. It was the impression of an impression.
Michael Sheen doing the impression. Yeah,
it was.
What did you go? Fiction.
Well, everyone's put in fact in the right hand side, so I'll
stop leading the witness, everybody. You're no fun.
Leading the witness.
Let him struggle.
I'll go with my original answer, which is I can't imagine the FA ever doing that. That would be my final answer. Although everything's telling me that's wrong here. Go on.
Well, everything is telling you it's wrong. That's because it is wrong. It is fact. Yes. In the FA's report, they were described as the Dirty Leeds. So there you are.
Wow.
I've got to say, I mean, let's face it, I have had a word or two to say about football's governing bodies, including the FA, but well done. Well done.
I mean, the FA are labelling them as that. Good Lord.
Yeah.
It's somewhat damning, isn't it?
It is somewhat damning, yes. It is somewhat damning. And I've left the best till last.
Go on then.
In 2024, 33,669 theft crimes were reported in the Leeds area, which is about a 10.09% chance of being involved in a theft crime while visiting Leeds. Is that fact or fiction?
How many crimes?
33,669 in the year of 2024 were reported, which makes up 10.09% of a chance of being involved in a theft while visiting Leeds. It's quite high, I think.
That is extremely high. And I'm going to go, do you know what? That sounds very high. And you go, no, it's not. It's violent crime. And I'm going to go, good Lord. I'm going to say that's high. That's high. So I'm going to say fiction.
Okay. I can tell you it is fact.
Oh, Lord.
Fucking hell.
Lord.
Don't go to Leeds with your wallet. Jesus Christ.
No.
Violent crime makes up pretty much the rest of the crime epidemic in Leeds. So
all those other thefts are done gently, are they? They're all done quite. You wouldn't know it was happening. It's sort of, excuse me, I'm just going to take your wallet. Is that okay?
I did do some research. They were actually including things like car theft and that sort of thing. So sometimes you're asleep when it happens, which is even nicer, isn't it?
It is. It's nice to know you can wake up to theft rather than live through it. Yeah.
I'm off to work. Fiction, it's higher.
I would suggest there's a reason why we use the phrase doubting Thomas, and Thomas is showing that because he's doubting that and saying it's not accurate. Kev Wicks is pointing out that actually that's roughly the same as Vicarage Road. Yes, absolutely. All of those incidents. Never mind. I like that very much.
Is it Leeds?
Absolutely. Go to Leeds whenever you can. Wendover says, "Can I do Brian Walden?" Which is not something I've ever dreamt of doing.
Could you do the Brian Walden and not the Steve Coogan impression of doing Brian Walden impression? I don't know if you've seen that, Brian and
no, I haven't. I've got
it.
Pete's best impression is what's his name, isn't it? The old Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, but
Roy Hodgson and Brian Walden are pretty much exactly the same. That's just basically the way it goes. Never mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, so that's good. I like that. Fact or fiction's gone down well. But we did obviously realise that, hang on, we haven't really got the opposition here for doing something. So what I got the guys to do earlier on, and I told them and I warned them, but you can play along at home as well, is we're going to play DNSYE top trumps. Now we did play this once the other week. Because I just jumped it on the guys with the do not scratch your eyes. Well, actually Watford top trumps. Very good fun it was as well. And earlier on today, I said, well, now I'm going to force you to basically do, well, I mean, in honor of the Super Bowl last night, the draft. They basically were forced to pick numbers from my very excellent spreadsheet. He says, remembering he's actually got to refer to that. So let's have a look at that. And let's bring me that down
is that
there.
what this was? We got a WhatsApp message through going, could you pick a number between 4 and 10 and then one between 20? I'm like, what? And then I picked all the wrong numbers and had to do it again. It was all very complicated.
You picked all my numbers, basically.
Yeah, it was very complicated. Yeah. But
Yes.
hopefully it's been worth it.
We're about to find out.
The difference between Justin and a computer is you normally only ever have to punch the instructions in once.
It's exactly true.
So having looked at the draft, let's have a look at who Carlos and who Justin have predicted for their teams. Now, have you bought pencils and pens, or am I going to have to keep flicking back to this?
I've got some notes here.
So. Very good, very good.
Tell me to bring these things, so no, I haven't. I'll use the notes on my phone, Peter.
It's all right. We can go back to it. Don't worry. Here we go. So, Carlos Kickabout, he predicted, or he basically selected, he didn't know it at the time, but here are the players you've got. You won't know what the statistics are until we go to them. But Aurelio Gomez, Steve Palmer, Keith Dublin, Stuart Scullion, there's always a good one in black and white somewhere, Andy Hessenthaler, and Troy Deeney. Are you quite happy with your 6 players there for the 5 questions?
I'm happy at the moment, but it really depends on the 5 questions, doesn't it?
Or who I get, really, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's Carlos Kickabouts. Let's get across to Justin's bin kickers. Justin has Steve Sherwood, absolute hero. Lloyd Doyle, absolute hero. Ashley Young. Yeah, carry on. Glyn Hodges. Now, the only decent shot I could have of Glyn Hodges was in black and white. There you go. But you do have Paul Furlong, one of my own personal favourites.
Is that Dominic Foley at the end?
And of course there is. There were a couple of rogue players thrown in there.
I love the fact you've got Dominic Foley.
He's got Dominic Foley,
which because he wrote Carol on your autograph.
Yes. Dominic Foley signed something across to Carl and put "Dear Carol." Brilliant. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to select a question. These are already pre-done, so there's no kind of being clever with this. So, guys, you've got the teams there. We're going to go. We'll start with Carl, and then we'll go in turn, and then I'll get confused. It's normally what happens. Let's be honest. Here it is. So you've got your teams, you've got your players who you're going to have to select which one of them you're going to put forward for the category. We're going to start with Carl. Which player has the best TT rating? Now, TT is top trumps. Now, this is a little bit more complex because within the selection that I've given you, they weren't all in the top trump selections. So you need to work out who's going to be in the top 50, because you might select somebody who hasn't got a rating and then you're going to lose all the jeopardy, everybody. So out of your team, Carlos, who are you going to select for the best TT rating?
Can I look at my team again? Because the notes.
You should have written them.
They didn't work.
This is why it's really visual.
Okay, I think I've got an idea.
Okay.
Okay,
I'll go. Other than thought transference, are you going to share it with you?
Well, if I must. I mean, who's the black and white one? Scullion, did you say?
That's Stuart Scullion.
Scullion.
I don't know who the fuck he is.
You've just angered everybody over 65.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. But I've got a funny feeling. But is he going to be in the trumps? Go on, I'll play it. I'll go old black and white Scullion.
On Stuart Scullion. Very good, very good. I'm quite happy with that. That's okay. And I'm going to turn to Justin. So, who are you going to play off in the TT rating?
Dominic Foley.
Yeah, my fuck. I mean, I suppose out of that lot, I'm going to have to go with Ashley Young, aren't I? I think.
Oh, good shout. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, Ashley Young has a TT rating of 84.
That's high.
I think you've done it.
It's got to be higher than Stuart Scullion. It's got to be, is it not?
Stuart Scullion.
I don't even know.
You don't know anything, you ignorant tit. I don't know who Stuart Scullion he says. Honestly,
I've heard the name, but it's the 60s, isn't it? You were knocking around there. That's why I look at you.
Look, Wendover comes in. Look, sold to
Sold
Sheffield
to
United.
Sheffield United,
Followed
Ken.
Ken Pursley.
Well,
Absolutely.
there we are. There's another elder gentleman telling me
of, a score of 90. The goal goes to Carlos.
I played it.
Hang on.
I
What is
played
what is TT based on? Because Ashley Young then played for Aston Villa and Manchester United and
but Scullion
Inter.
went to Sheffield United and
okay. No, I didn't realise.
So
yeah, okay, that's probably what that's based on. What a load of cock.
Excellent. That's cheered me up.
Well, let's look at it. Ashley Young played 110 games for the Hornets. Scullion played 348.
Yeah.
He scored an absolute worldie at Old Trafford. He was involved in the team that beat Liverpool 1-0. Go on, do the commentary bit. Indeed.
And did he play for England? Did he end up playing for some of the
Ashley
top
Young
teams in Europe?
Stuart Scullion was Scottish, but he didn't play for England, but he did end up scoring against England for the United States in 1976, right? Because England didn't qualify for the Euros, there was a tournament held out in the US, and it was basically they had Pele playing for Team USA as well, so he got to play with Pele. Just saying, small thing. Italy and England and one other. I can't remember who the other one is, so sorry. And when he played for Team USA, because people were just playing forever, he scored against England. So yes, so stick that in your pipe and indeed smoke it.
No, I'm not lighting any pipes with that, Peter. I do
like
not
this
agree
game.
with that.
This game has started very well. It's a good game, Peter. Congratulations.
Carlos, you are one up. We're turning across to Justin and saying, Justin, from your remaining players, you cannot play the same player twice. Who was the player with the best goals to game ratio? So who has scored the most goals?
Be Foley.
The games. It must be clearly. Who
Well, goals to game, it might be Foley. No, it's not Sherwood. Obviously, he's a goalkeeper. Lloyd Dino, no. Famously only scored a couple. Can't play Ashley. Glynn, midfielder. Don't remember him scoring many. It's got to be Paul Furlong out of that lot, I would say.
He's selecting Paul Furlong. Carlos, who are you going to go for? Do you need your team up again?
Yes, please.
Grief.
Right. I don't know the chap in the middle. I can't remember where he played.
Keith Dublin.
Yeah.
No, he didn't play in Dublin. His name was Keith.
No, it's Keith Dublin. Thank you.
He's from Dublin.
That is my era, though. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
It that much. I've got to go Troy. I think I've got to go Troy.
Yes,
he's played Troy to try to keep it in there. Now let's have a look and have a quick look in the comments. What does everybody else think at the moment? No, that's it. Not much. So that's fine. The actual answer is, whilst Deeney played a lot more games, when Paul Furlong was here, he played 91 games and scored 41 goals. He had a goals to game ratio, a goal every 0.451 effectively. So he would basically just be in and around a goal every 2 games, 0.34. So a goal every 3 games was Troy. So Justin has equalised. For those people saying Troy, no, you're wrong. Sorry, it's not, because it's goal to game ratio. It's not just the number of goals, because I'm a tricky git and I kind of created those. So there we go. What's the score we've got? 1-1.
1-1.
Well, you want to keep score as well as take part. Yes, it's 1-1 at the moment, Peter.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not doing anything.
You're doing anything, Pete.
We turn to Carl and we say, who is the player with the most seasons at the club?
Oh, well, that's got to be Stevie Palmer.
You've played.
Hang on. What about No, I'll stick with that. Stevie Palmer.
He's gone Stevie Palmer. Justin, who are you going for?
Well, out of mine, it's going to be a toss-up between Lloyd Deeney and fuck off with your Foley. It's going to be a toss-up between. I hope there's who was the worst signing you made out of that lot. It's going to be out of what I've got left. Lloyd Deeney or Sherwood, isn't it?
Ooh,
it's going to be out of Lloyd Deeney or Sherwood. Now, Lloyd played for us for 12 seasons. Sherwood. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. Yeah, I'm going to go with Steve Sherwood.
Stevie Palmer played 272 matches, and was involved in 6 seasons.
Oh,
Steve Sherwood, 269 matches, 3 less, but
Oh.
over 11 years.
Oh.
Justin, you take the point. 2-1 to Justin. Very good. I'm quite impressed with that. This is almost going well. Let's not call it well. Let's just say uninteresting, shall we? That'll do. Now, what's next? Question 4. We've only got a couple more of these to go. Let's keep going. Oh, there's comments. Let's see the comments because they're much more funny than Sherwood said. Somebody Souls Sherwood. No, you're wrong. You're absolutely right. You were right there. As a youngster, every kid at school, used to have one side of their football shirt hanging out like scullion. Look at that. Carlos, apologise to Colin Smith straight away, right now. Go on, say sorry.
Sorry, Colin Smith.
There you go. That's much better. There you go. There's Colin. Saw an excellent photograph of Colin from about the 1990s. I'm not saying anything, but Def Leppard, that's where that lost band member went. Colin knows of what I speak. Nice. Right. Let's get across to question number 4. This is a fun one.
Oh no!
Who
of your
remaining players was tallest? I mean, come on. If you're gonna decide, well, we're gonna do a Watford podcast, really, what are you gonna do? Well, most of the time we're just gonna fuck about. This is the kind of question you get. Who was the tallest? So
right.
Justin's first, isn't he?
Oh, Justin's first. There we go. Justin's bin kickers. Who is tallest out of the remainder?
So I've only got, by my calculations, Glyn Hodges and Dominic Foley left. Mm-hmm. Foley, I think, was over 6 foot. So I'm going to go with Dom Foley.
You have also got Lloydinho. You didn't select Lloydinho on the last one.
Oh, did I not?
No, because you went with Steve Sherwood.
How many rounds is this then? What we on? 1, 2, 3,
4, 6 rounds.
Oh, right.
You were debating whether or not you go Lloydinho or Steve Sherwood.
You're right.
You Steve Sherwood. You didn't use Lloyd, so he is still an option. I'm just saying.
I still think that Foley was taller than Lloyd. I've met both, and I seem to remember being about the same size as Lloyd, height-wise, but Dom was slightly taller. So let's go with Dominic Foley here.
Fantastic. Words that have never been used in Top Trumps before. Let's go with Dominic Foley. Nobody knew that was going to come up. Carlos, who are you going to go for?
Well, I should go for Aurelio Gomez, shouldn't I? But Dublin, I'm sure he was a defender. But I'll stick with my gut. I'll go with Gomez because he's a goalkeeper, isn't he? He's going to be tallish.
Very, very good. Very good. This is excellent. Dominic Foley was 6'1".
Ooh,
pretty good. Gomez, however, was 6'3". Carlos takes it, which is very impressive.
Oh no, it's 2-2.
It is.
It's a Desmond.
It's Desmond. That's pleasing. Hang on, right? Let me just knock everybody else out that I'm putting this stuff in, so I can see who's remaining for both of you. So the final question, because you're going to have one player not used. You see, you could have used him, but you didn't.
Oh, I see. So, there's going to be 6 rounds.
Which player played for the most league clubs? And this is down as per the Watford archive, the thing that Matt Rosen and Ian Grant did. So first of all, thanks to them. And of course, if there's any errors, I also get to blame them for no apparent reason. So it's a great facility. Do go over and have a look at it. Watford Football Club archive. Who are we turning to? We're turning back to Carlos, aren't we? Carlos, who has had the most league clubs in their career? It's not just Watford, across their career. You have a think while I go and have a look at the comments. Oh, somebody thought Lloyd Doyley on one. Oh, that's good.
I mean, I'm looking at who I've got left here. Dear,
I'm just saying when.
Don't call it out. So if I'm right here, I've got left Lloydinho and Glyn Hodges. Lloyd very famously didn't play for many clubs, did he? Yeah. All right. Well, what's Cole got left? What you got left, Cole?
Well, I think I've got Andy Hessenthaler.
Yeah.
And I've got what's his name? The
Keith
defender,
Dublin.
Keith Dublin.
Oh God.
Yeah. But I do remember Andy Hessenthaler started quite late with us, didn't he? So did he play for a few clubs before and after?
He went down Kent way, did he not? After us?
Yeah, I know he finished. I'm sure he was at Dover at the end of his career. I'm I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go with Andy Hessenthaler because I'm sure he played for a few clubs before us. So I'm going to go there.
Very good. Very good. Justin, who are you going to go for?
Well, as I said, Lloyd was mainly with us, wasn't he? So I'm going to have to go with Glyn Hodges, but whether he played for more league clubs than Andy Hessenthaler, I don't know. I'm going to have to go with Glyn.
Let's tell you first of all, Carl, you made the wrong call because Keith Dublin had 5 teams. And you were right. Andy Hessenthaler joined us as a pro from Dagenham, I think it was. And it was before Dagenham and Redbridge. And he only played for 4. So the ones that I can remember were Gillingham was where he went after us. And he was also, I remember him on loan at Hull and one other that escapes me. So we've got 4.
He played a lot of non-league, didn't he? Now thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops. Lloyd, 3. So you were right. No, because he didn't go for Lloyd.
Oh, what did he go for? What did he go for?
Carlos, you went too soon. He went for Glyn Hodges.
Oh,
Glyn
bastard.
Hodges played for 10 clubs in his league
my
career.
God.
Justin takes it 3-2. Oh,
Thank
my Lord. That was exciting. Almost something happened. Maybe not.
Glyn Hodges then. Wimbledon was one of his, was it?
Oh, crikey. Wimbledon, he went from Wimbledon, if I remember rightly, to Newcastle, but didn't settle. And I don't know if he played a game even before he came back down to us. And then he was off all around the joint. He was a kind of career player for a little while after us. But there we go. So there we go. A first video-based game of Top Trumps. Excellent. I like that very much indeed.
Yeah, me too. I like it even more when I win.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hesse also played for Barnet. Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. Excellent. Words that nobody expects to see. Carlos is right.
That's quite, especially the last sort of week or so. That's not been the case. But yeah, excellent, Kev. Well done.
Nice.
Never mind.
Nice.
Excellent.
So we're going tomorrow, right? We're going to go tomorrow, and
we're going to go wrap up warm. You elderly gentlemen do get a little bit colder this time of year, so some soup and bovril or whatever. Make sure you plenty of layers.
Elderly gentleman. It's coming to you, son. You're only a few years off this. I'll remind you of this near the time. You're not that far off.
Wrap up warm is definitely the order of the day, and who knows, maybe another time there might be another Top Trumps with names such as Helgeson and Mooney and Armstrong. That'd be good. I like that. I enjoyed that very much.
Maybe we should do a Top Trumps on what soup you can't take in with you if you get cold. I'm going for minestrone, Carlos.
Mulligatawny.
Mulligatawny. Nice. Nice. Right. Okay. So that was your Leeds opposition view with not so much Leeds in it. Yeah.
Diet Leeds. That was.
Diet Leeds.
A lot of Leeds.
Yeah. Okay.
It was rubbish as per normal. I'm just going to say, look, not being daft. 72 minutes. If you've got your phone, pick it up and turn the light on just for a minute. That's all it is. And I appreciate that lots of people after we put out the request against Norwich when we were there, there were a few people who turned around and said, I would rather have an eternity of Pozzo than do that. Yeah, okay, I get it's a bit cringe, but come on, kind of if that's how you feel about him, it's one way of doing it. Other people are doing other stuff. I think there may be some more things coming out, but look, it's a thing. If the idea of it was, look, if there were 150 the first week, and we know what's going on, anybody who listened to it, it sounds like there's something there. We can just say, yeah, just sell. We can make it nice, just. If that's what you think, do it. If you don't, or if you think it's a stupid idea, don't worry. It's just Remnant having one of his more hormonal moments once again.
I spent the first 30 seconds of that trying to help Cole Campion turn the light on his phone. He's going, I don't know how to do it. So there's that at the bottom. I don't know how to do it. You see the torch at the bottom? Yeah, well, you press that. Where is it? Oh, no, I've opened my camera now. Well, turn your camera off. Now, but meanwhile, I'm looking around me and there's all these lights. I'm like, I'll put mine on in a minute. Right, so have you found it? Yeah, right, okay. Put mine up, and it was towards the end. Everyone's sort of putting their phones down. Yes. A 2-2.
What you can't have a 2-2 prediction because we've already had the dog go for a Desmond.
Yeah, that's minus points there.
Yeah, that's James. No, that's just me. Nipper Harrison says, didn't Hesse manage Gilliam? Gillingham, yes, absolutely.
Gillen, what the heavy rock band?
No, the animator from Monty Python, Terry Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam. Okay, this is great. We could do puns on that name forever.
Niche, very niche. 3-0 Hornets.
Caden's confident, which almost sounds like a segment on Do Not Scratch Your Eyes. And now, welcome to Caden's Confident. Voices of the Vic said, enjoyed that Top Trumps idea. Good feature, chaps. We never do anything good. Thank you very much. We'll nip that little suggestion in the bud straight away.
Peter did flash the packet that he bought at the Hornet shop, which is the genesis of this game. It literally is just him playing on this thing here.
I didn't invent Top Trumps. I think that would be a push.
I'll tell you what I've done as well. I've purchased this in case.
I always worry when you pull out your.
No, don't worry. Stuff like that. In case we start playing that shit again.
Could you push it a bit? I couldn't see it. What was it?
Sorry, it's the old trivia card.
I see.
I've got both, just in case.
So is the idea with this that you're going to sort of sit up late at night memorising the answer?
No, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat.
Peter's now using a book. He's not using those anymore. He's got a book now. You got to go buy the book, Carlos.
Anybody that didn't see that when it was happening was quite painful for me.
This is the official Watford Football Club quiz book. 1,000 questions on the Hornets. Now, I'm not saying this is niche, but there's an entire page dedicated to Brendan Rodgers. I mean,
oh God, what make of car was scratched down at Reading's ground?
Question 821. Are you ready? In which month during 2008 did Brendan take over as Watford manager? What do we think?
It was later on than that, wasn't it?
Was it? I thought it was September.
No, Boothroyd got kicked out. It must be about November time.
To be fair, I can't remember what happened.
The answers in there as well, Peter, or is it just questions?
Or is it just a question?
No, I've got the answers, yes. It's November, Justin. You were correct. There's no need to get bolshy with it, honestly.
No, I remember we lost to, was it 4-3 to Blackpool or something? It was a really, really crap game, and you thought, well, that was the end. And I remember it being a really cold day in November when it happened. So thank you. That was fun. That's nice to know.
Do you have any idea on who is looking to buy the club, or is it just smoke and mirrors? I've got no idea who they're talking to. I said about it on Saturday and on the thing that we spoke about. Nothing was given out. The only thing I'll say in terms of the ownership is that, as we know, lots of deals have been suggested that never came to anything. And sometimes people, if their name gets out, it's not a great thing. So if you do find something, consider keeping it to yourself. Obviously, if it's all over the place, it's too late and it's out of the bag. Share away. Thomas B saying 5-1 to Watford for a laugh. Tom, whatever you're drinking, send us a crate. I like that. M. De La Salle says, to be fair, if you've got to play the championship leaders, if you want to play them midweek under the lights of the Vic, yeah, absolutely. And we did that, obviously when they were league champions and we were in the championship, and they were, kind of. It was literally the final time when it was the first division was Leeds won it, and then the next year it became the Champions League. So
the Championship is a bonkers league, and it would be such a Watford thing to do to go and win. It just would. So you never know.
Very good. Okay, final question about Brendan Rodgers.
We'll wrap up with this, yeah.
I think so.
What a place to leave, ladies and gentlemen. Brendan Rodgers.
True or false? Brendan
was allergic to tuna.
What was the crime statistic? No. Brendan guided Watford to victory in his first FA Cup game whilst in charge at Vicarage Road in January 2009. Is that true or is it false?
It would be one of the only games he won if he did.
I'm going to say true.
I can't even remember who we played. I wouldn't have a clue. What year is this?
Was it Charlton? Not Charlton, was it? Who the fuck did we play? I can't remember now.
Is this 2007-ish?
Well, no, bearing in mind the question said, was it in January 2009? I think that was a clue
2009.
That it wasn't 2007.
Boothroyd was still kicking around in 2008. That seems late. Okay.
You just told us he was appointed in November 2008.
I remember it being November. I don't remember the year. I just
he done so well to answer that question. Now
but we should just shut up.
I'm going true.
I'm going to go. I reckon it was Chelsea in the 5th round and Priskin scored.
I wonder what makes you think that might be the case.
I was relying on knowledge. I was relying on knowledge from the voice.
Mike, stop leading the witness. Honestly, what can we do? No, it was a home win, 1-0 against Scunthorpe United in the third round. There you go. There you go.
Went to that game. I even went to that game. Now I remember.
Let's face it. There's pages and pages of nonsense for us
Or
to
old
fuck about
Scunthorpe.
there. I like that very much. Right.
Yeah, I don't do that joke. Please don't do that thing about Scunthorpe. Let's move on. Thank you, because I know what you're going to say, and I don't think they like that word on YouTube. Let's.
I wasn't going to say that word.
Oh, well, you're not. Okay.
No.
Okay. You get that glint in your eye, and you think, I know where this is going. Let's wrap up. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back tomorrow after the game with our usual space. Which I think we had a 3-hour one on Saturday. Let's not have it quite that long, because Peter's got to get up and stuff, and it is an evening game. So yeah, we'll have a space after the game. We will. Carlos, you're going to Middlesbrough?
Yes, I am. Yep.
Okay.
So Leeds and then Middlesbrough. So looking forward to that.
Nice, very nice.
The Sluggies.
What's the game after Middlesbrough? Anyone?
I blocked it out of my brain until we've.
I'm not talking about it until that week.
I think we need to see how these next two results go. I think, yeah. All right, let's not talk about it then. Right, thank you very much for watching. We will be back soon. You owns.
Lovely.
It's still going. We're still going. You haven't ended the stream.